Now today, well, we got the king of the monsters, Godzilla, going up against the fire demon, Surtur. So who's coming on top here? Well, let's find out. Alright, now before we get into the breakdown, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications for more great videos like this one every single week. All good? Okay, let's get into it. And first things first, I want to talk about Godzilla. He's the king of all the monsters, the most powerful titan out there. But the question we gotta answer here is just how powerful is he? Well, for starters, he is monstrous. Just absolutely massive. He actually clocks in at 400 feet tall, 90,000 tons. And he's so big, in fact, that he created a freaking tsunami just by walking out of the water. He's leveled cities in his fights and destroyed buildings just by stepping on them. Godzilla has also destroyed skyscrapers by pushing the female Muto and King Ghidorah straight through them. And it really all comes down to weight. Godzilla knocked over these skyscrapers by pushing the female Muto and King Ghidorah. While we're not exactly sure how much the Muto weighs, we do know that Ghidorah weighs a little over 140,000 tons. 140,000 tons. It's also got a massively powerful bite, able to toss both the male and female Mutos around with ease, by biting into the bodies, then throwing them. Also chomped down on one of Ghidorah's heads and tore it completely off. Even his tail is massively powerful. He's outright killed a Muto with one swing, and accidentally knocked over a skyscraper as well. And the thing about Godzilla isn't just that he's insanely strong, but he's also insanely durable. Now, a lot of people like to criticize Godzilla and his durability because of that one time where a building fell on top of him and he struggled to pick himself back up afterwards. And yeah, it definitely wasn't the best showing, but that's the only time that Godzilla's durability has ever even remotely been in question. Other than that, the guy is immensely tough. He's taking consistent attacks from the Mutos, Rodin, and King Ghidorah. Like we said, King Ghidorah weighs over 140,000 tons. Is easily just as strong as Godzilla himself. In a tie-in comic for the 2014 movie, Godzilla actually tanked the Permian Impact, which is a collision that killed all life of that era. He also survived the Castle Bravo nuke, which had a 14 megaton yield, was the largest detonated nuke in American history. And in King of the Monsters, Godzilla survived a nuclear blast that destroyed an underwater city directly to the face, and was completely unfazed, and survived the detonation from the Oxygen Destroyer, which was designed to destroy all the oxygen and kill everything within a 2-mile radius. Even its weak spots are insanely durable. So durable, in fact, you could argue that Godzilla actually has no weak spots. The big guy even took a nuclear blast to the face, and if I remember correctly, his eyes were open. So his eyes are even technically nuke-proof. Then there's Godzilla's atomic breath, something that we haven't really talked about yet. This ray is so powerful, it'll weaken and kill the female Muto and push around King Ghidorah. We've already been over how large those monsters are and how much they weigh. It's also just a stream of nuclear fire, so you can kinda assume that it's gonna have some pretty intense radiation, especially since this is a weapon Godzilla uses to hurt other creatures that also eat radiation for breakfast. The Mutos actually stole a nuke for food, but Godzilla's breath is so intense it can melt their insides and harm their outer shell. But on the other hand, well, there's Surtur. So the fire demon is key to the Ragnarok prophecy, as he's the one who's supposed to bring about the destruction of Asgard. In an effort to prevent the prophecy, Odin defeated Surtur thousands of years ago and took the source of his power, the eternal flame, back to Asgard and banished Surtur, where he remained for over 5,000 years. After Odin went missing, though, Surtur intended to finally start Ragnarok, only to be defeated by Thor. Loki then later resurrected him with the eternal flame, and used him to defeat Hela. Surtur then fulfilled the prophecy of Ragnarok by destroying Asgard, along with Hela and himself in the process. So here's the thing. Surtur is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. So while he was weakened, he was able to nearly overpower Thor and take blows from Mjolnir. Then in his final form, once he got to Asgard, well, Surtur was able to burst out of the royal palace like it was nothing. He was able to easily destroy buildings, level mountains, and with his Twilight Sword, well, he even destroyed the entire realm of Asgard. Asgard was one of the 9 realms, alongside realms like Earth, the Devillier, and Jotunheim. And Surtur just freaking destroyed it. That sword also killed Hela, whereas Thor and Valkyrie could barely even scratch her. But I think the biggest advantage here is just his size. Holy crap, his size. So like we said, Godzilla is 123 meters tall and 90,000 tons. Freaking massive. How big is Surtur though? Oh, no big deal. Just 4,000 meters tall. 4,000 meters. Surtur is 32 times the size of Godzilla. That is just about as big an advantage in a fight as you could possibly ask for. And if you're wondering where I got that number from, VFX guys who worked on the movie confirmed it. Supposedly, Surtur started out around 800 meters, so still way taller than Godzilla, and was growing throughout the entire thing until he got to 4 kilometers high. Like, look here, where he's taller than mountains while still on one knee. Yeah, Surtur is crazy tall. But here's the thing. Hulk, someone who's not as big or strong as either Surtur or Godzilla, was able to stagger Surtur with a punch. And that little scene is actually what this whole fight is going to be hinging on. Because on one hand, if Hulk actually injured Surtur with that punch, well then Godzilla, he's got a fighting chance. He's stronger than Hulk. He's got a real nice weapon with his atomic breath. He's got a shot here. But if Hulk just knocked Surtur off balance because it was a sucker punch, didn't really do any long-lasting damage, well then, good luck Godzilla. Surtur is so much bigger, and he's got a weapon that can essentially one-shot him, considering that it destroyed one of the 9 realms. And I'm gonna say that Hulk just caught Surtur by surprise. For starters, he punched Surtur while he was still at around 800 meters, the smallest he was, and Surtur still just plucked him off his head, flicked him away, laughing the whole time. Then you throw in the fact that Surtur didn't even really notice Hela, someone who's more powerful than both Hulk and Thor, and was just laughing, going about his business while being pierced with her swords. The fact that Surtur withstood that powerful shockwave that wiped out the whole surface of Asgard. And yeah, Surtur is a lot more durable than you might think. And that's the nail in the coffin for Godzilla. Surtur is so much bigger. He's got a weapon that can essentially kill him with one hit, and if he's able to take Godzilla's attacks as easily as he took Hulk's and Hela's, well then I really don't see any other way this fight goes. Godzilla might be the king of the monsters, but he's got nothing on Surtur. Surtur wins. But what do y'all think? What you think of the fight? Are you excited for Godzilla versus Kong? Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to like button, subscribe button, and turn notifications to join the FanCo army. And I will see y'all next time.